Good evening and welcome to my end of the week video here for Apple and plan ahead for next week. If you remember from my last video, I was looking for a measure move up into the 230s. We are very close to getting there. I think it tagged 229 today. What was the high? 228.87. So pretty close, getting up there very near that price target, and I will still continue to push bullish trades. Uh, Disappointing to go back and look at this, but I want to point this out. I got in these 14 September 220 calls here at 187 and closed them all out that same day. As it turns out, I can pull it up here, and we can see what has actually happened here since I got in and out. Now let's see here. I got back in on this day and closed, and now they're all the way up to 1016 on highs. Closed at 9 something a contract. So very large missed opportunity. I was absolutely correct on that play. Just did not have the patience to hold on to it, and I was trading other things this week and completely missed this whole run up. So shame on me. When something's moving, I need to go ahead and just stay with it and learn from that for the future. Now on to what I'm looking for on Monday and into next week. We do have another consolidation, potential breakout type of pattern here on an intraday basis. A nice flag, pennant, triangle, whatever you want to call it here at highs. I will look for 230 calls for next week. Wait, what? Next week's the 7th. Actually, I'm going to look for 230 calls for the 14th of September versus this low. So that's going to give me about a little less than $1 of risk. So that's not too bad. If price action opens up lower, that's going to be the most ideal way, because if it starts to open up lower, it starts to roll up and comes back into this triangle, that will be my key to go ahead and enter versus whatever that low was. And I'll look for a measured move of this flag that has now formed from, we'll call it 222 to 228, about $6. So looking for a move up to about 234. So go ahead and put that right there, and we'll say PT. That'll be for that play. If that does not occur and price starts to roll over, if the whole market starts to roll over, we'll probably get a dip in almost every name. I will look for a play at the 8 EMA right here, around 220 calls in 2 weeks in the future. Depending on where this opens up, may actually go to 225s. Just depends on how far up this opens up on Monday. Excuse me, at Tuesday. Monday's market's closed. Below here further is the 21 EMA. I'll look for 215 calls about 2 weeks in the future. And the 50 SMA. I'm actually going to change this and go 4 weeks in the future at 200 calls. So plenty of supports here below price action, just like in the S&P 500. No reason to be bearish yet. Yes, price is leveling off, but we just made a new high. I mean, if it's going to dip, it's going to dip. That's fine. For me, it's time to be patient. I'm not going to try and fight an overall trend, because you can be wrong a lot more shorting an uptrend than you can be right waiting for support. So on to the larger time frame over here for Apple. Huge new leg up on the monthly basis. Now this could potentially be a blow-off candle. If this is a blow-off candle, we would have to see several levels break. As I zoom in here on the weekly time frame, if the chart decides to load, there we go. We'll have to take out at least 220, the low of this week at least 215, the low of last week of at least 213.5, and come back into this broadening wedge formation. So this pattern by itself on a weekly basis is very strong. I mean, the moves that we've seen are very evident of that. So it makes no sense to fight the trend. I mean, we started having flags and moves higher, excuse me, since 2016. Push up, a little bit of consolidation and uptrend, and just inched up higher, consolidated, pushed up again. Then we had a pullback, then a pullback, then a pullback, all higher lows. And then this year we started flagging again. Big strong push up, flag, a little bit of a retest, push up, flag, consolidation, Now we're probably putting another flagpole, not necessarily a reversal. Now, with all that rambling said and done, over here to the daily time frame, there is a wick right here. We are inside of Thursday's basically top, and probably going to have some sellers at least try their luck at it if it does start to roll over. However, just like the last time we had a very strong move up, Buffett came out and said they added more shares. That moves markets. I didn't realize that until after the close yesterday, I believe it was. So I had already missed pretty much all the move. Time for me to sit back and ideally wait for support or smaller positions in breakouts and continuations. So those are my thoughts and my trade plan here for Apple. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Have a good long weekend with your family, and good luck on Tuesday.